to hand it over to Mr. Brandon Stevens. And I've gotten such a pleasure of knowing him these past few months. I got to kind of spend time with him in Texas a few months ago, and he's just such an incredible guy, and husband and father, and just super inspiring what he's doing right now on TikTok. I just see on his group, like, this person enrolled, this person enrolled, this person enrolled. Like, he's just on fire and just recruiting people and helping them and their families so much. And he did a presentation with us. Again, like I said in the beginning of the call, he did a presentation with us last Friday, and all of us were like, oh my gosh. And I cannot tell you how many more TikTok videos on our company's ambassadors have came out since then. Like, he inspired everybody, and it's just so fun to be a part of that, trying something scared, trying something new. But I can't wait for what he has for us tonight. So Brandon, are you on, my friend?
I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Heck yeah. Well, thanks for having me on your team call tonight. It was an honor and blessing to have you and Walker out a couple of weeks ago at one of our Dallas, Texas regional events. We had a lot of fun when we had the kids lunch. So it was really cool to get to know you and your son and everything else. Wish you would stay in Texas. So you bring a lot of energy. You did a really amazing job training on stage when you gave the presentation. It was an honor to have you in Texas. So thank you for coming. Well, good evening, everyone. I know a lot of people, it's like 1 a.m. I saw a couple of European people on here. I'm like, oh my gosh, like Steve and them. I was like, man, y'all are staying up late. Y'all had to definitely take some Q Sport tonight, to stay up. So it's good to see y'all's faces on here and everything. Yeah, it's exciting to be on here. A lot of people don't know my story, so I'm going to share it with you real quick. I grew up in a small country town in East Texas, population of like 3,000 people. Very humble beginnings, blue collar family, and working for others was the way of life. And if we want to make more money, we just work more hours, is the way we were taught. And my dad used to tell me all the time, if you work really hard in life, you'll be able to achieve anything in life. And I truly believed that until I got a little bit older, a little bit more wiser, and started to realize it's not really how hard you work, it's how smart you work. It's really not what you know, it's who you know. And it's the vehicle that you put yourself in to be successful. And I did whatever a young boy thought he was supposed to do: go to college, get an education, get a good job, have a good career, live happily ever after, the dream. And that's exactly the path I went down. I double majored business management, kinesiology. I really didn't know that I was going to have to pay that $97,000 back of student loans afterwards. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I thought the government was just giving me money. My parents ask me all the time, why don't you ever put your degrees on the wall? I'm like, you mean my receipt? And we laugh about it all the time. I got really lucky in 2009. I got picked up with the Baltimore Ravens in the NFL, National Football League, for the people that might not know what that is. That's overseas. Was there for 3 weeks, got released, got picked up by Green Bay, got released, got picked up with New York Giants, got released. And I know I don't look like a football player now, but that was a long time ago. But literally, I was like, man, this is too tough. I just don't want to continue. So I kind of gave up on that dream, came home, and I was like, man, I want to be an entrepreneur. But I had no business being in business. Literally had no money really to my name. And I started a home security business and got married to my high school sweetheart. And literally, she didn't believe in entrepreneurship. She believed in me just getting a 9-to-5 job and being home by 5 p.m. And that's not the path I wanted. And we kind of butted heads, but I was like, man, you're not going to have to work. You don't have to worry about anything. And I had a vision and I had a goal, and I went and accomplished it, but I was working 90 to 100 hours a week. And we had a beautiful daughter, and she ended up having postpartum depression, anxiety, and all kinds of things. And that's when I realized right then, when I had to put her into a hospital as an inpatient, something needed to change. And for things to change, I had to change. And for me to have something I never had before, I had to do something I've never done before, because insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. And things started getting better. I got into the network marketing industry and started making 5 figures a month in it, but I was still making more money with my traditional business. And I was like, this ain't really for me. It was a utility company, the same one that me and Mr. Jake Spencer was a part of. And that's how we know each other, and Sarah Spencer. And I was just like, man, I've never seen a utilities company hit $1 billion and stay at $1 billion. And this was like, so I was like, I really don't want to mess with this. I stepped away, focused back on traditional business. I was like, the network marketing thing's not my thing. Things started to get better. We had my son. And then after 4 months of my son being born, my daughter was almost 2. My ex-wife left me. I became a single dad, full custody of Motor's 2 kids. Like, she not just left me, she left the kids too as well. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do? And if it's up to me, it's up to me. And for all the single moms out there, I tip my hat off to you. It's tough, stressful, exciting, tough times where I was crying myself to sleep and really didn't know what to do. And I was hoping tomorrow would never come. I had a lot of negative thoughts in my head, and negative things that were always crossing my mind, and it was horrible. And you know, my mom like made a huge sacrifice. I said, Mom, will you leave your career if I match your salary? This is actually a 9-year anniversary right now. I retired my mom 9 years ago as a school teacher. And I said, Mom, if I match your salary, would you come help me watch the kids so I can go like create something special for our family? And she's like, I really don't want to leave teaching, Brent. I was like, please, for me, and I'll take care of you. I'll match your salary. So she came home, and I was off to the races. I gave up to go up, and it was short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. And I partnered up with a nutritional company and did over 280 million in sales in 3 years. And I really didn't have a life in them 3 years, and it was a horrible comp plan. It was so crazy because when I compare that stats to Q Sciences, I would have made $36 million in 3 years instead of making 8 million in 3 years. And in my head just went, and I was just like, and the core values over there weren't there. So literally I stepped away. I met my beautiful wife, Judy, in that company, and we focused on traditional business. Now me and my wife, we own 9 companies. But I'm going to tell you, I feel like a full-time babysitter with them companies. It's a headache. That's why I love network marketing. That's why I'm so passionate about network marketing, because you get to lift people up instead of push people down. And when Mr. Jake Spencer gave me a call, he said, man, I need something you need to look at. I'm like, man, I'm good. I'm done with network marketing. I don't want to touch it again. Like, I'm serious. He's like, no, I have something different. I was like, no, that's what they all say. We have something different. And he's like, check this out, and send me the compensation. And it was set pay. And I've never seen that in the industry where you knew exactly what you had to do to make a dollar amount, where literally I can write out a business plan for somebody, lay out a roadmap to success for somebody. And he started talking about how he wanted to create the FFM. That wasn't in yet. And he was talking about the plans that Sarah had with the FFM, and they kept talking about the 5 Fs. And I'm just like, man, this is different. And a one-day trip ended up turning into 5 days at corporate. I had one pair of clothes. I had to go shopping and get more clothes. Came back, brought Judy up there with me. We stayed another 5 days. Came back, and then I actually called Miss Marielle, and I said, hey, you got to check this out. And she flew in. I had a couple of leaders fly in too as well. And we were off to the races. We started running with Q Sciences, and it was really crazy, because what keeps me motivated more than anything is not the product, not the comp plan, but the people that are behind Q Sciences. Mark Wilson, Jake Spencer, Sarah Spencer, Kelly Allred, Matt, all these individuals that announce. I don't think a lot of y'all understand some of the things that I might maybe see, where they show up to work extra early, they leave extra late. Our elite service reps that work around the clock when they are not supposed to, that have our back. It's so cool to see them go to bat for us. And that's what's really motivated me more to really go to bat for Q, and to get back in more into a phase 1 style of business. And so I've been really thinking and being creative, and how can I be innovating and be something different. And I was with one of my close friends of mine. She makes a little over $400,000 a month. I visit her once a month, sometimes twice a month. And she lives 15 minutes from my house. And I was just talking to her, and she's like, man, this month's been a killer month. I've signed up 80 plus people. And I was like, excuse me, like personal? And she's like, yeah, personal. And I was like, what are you doing? And she said, TikTok. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's a bunch of kids on there that's dancing and doing silly things. That's not for me. Next month I come back over, she has over 100,000 in sales that month. Let me repeat that. 100,000 thousand in sales. And she signed up literally over 20 people a week again, like 80 plus that month. And I'm like, okay, I can be rich or I can be right, but you can't be both. Something's got to give. Like, swallow your ego, swallow your pride, and let's figure this out. And so I started thinking, and let me screen share because I actually put a small little presentation together. I'm a little bit more organized this go around than I was actually on the VP of sales call. Nicole, it's so funny. So I was just like, I actually put something together. It's so crazy. It actually stole one of Steve's pictures he sent me. So Steve, I'm giving you credit for my number 2 slide on this slide deck. It came from Steve. I didn't create it. So this is my beautiful family that I was telling you about. We're a blended family. I have full custody of my oldest 2. I have Emery. She is 9. As you know, my mom, she went full time with me 9 years ago when I retired her. My son, that's actually 7. And then I had Adeline, she's 4. She turned 4, but looks like she's 2. She's so short. And then Landon, hopefully he gets my height and not his mom's height. So this is my beautiful wife, Judy. She's amazing. We're Diamond VP of Sales in QSign, so it's amazing. But when Steve sent me this picture, it really hit me. And he sent this to me about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And it was about the time that I created TikTok. And I shut down my TikTok like a year ago. I had like 9,000 followers, but I wasn't using it for businesses purposes. I was using it for just funny videos. And my wife said, China's hacking all our information. Shut it down and close it out. I said, all right. So I shut it down and closed it down, and it ended up being a hoax and a bunch of rumors and a bunch of other stuff. And I'm like, dang, I just lost 9,000 followers. That stinks because you need 1,000 followers to go live. And so I started reminding, I was like, hey, high tech, high touch. I truly believe we need to create a model that's almost like a done for you model for us. That literally is like people like, oh my gosh, that is different. That separates them from everybody else. What is your system that you have in place? I love how Miss Nicole puts this weekly call together. I really think this is the total game changer. And if you're not doing it, because I think I heard her state that there's people on this call that's not part of her team. If you don't have this part of your team, you should implement this because this is huge. Because it made me feel like I was part of something bigger than myself when I heard her announce the new ambassadors, recognizing the people for their efforts. See, people will die for recognition, but they'll live for a paycheck. And this right here is what builds a community. This is what builds a tribe. This is what builds a family and keeps us that glued together. So it's awesome just to hear kind of what they go through. It was amazing to hear the literally the motivation of the week. Oh my God, that was amazing. I loved it. It was fantastic. And I say that all the time. It's crazy. So I was really excited to hear all that before I even came up to train. But see, some of us are so old school. See, this is why I love about Mr. Spencer, because he's a master when it comes to old school network marketing. He's a master. And I truly believe your closing percentage will be a lot higher if you are face-to-face, 100%. By not just sending a video and things like that, I agree 100%. But with COVID, with the pandemic that's going on, sometimes we can't get in front of people. So we have to get creative. And so we got to look at looking at building these both ways, almost like a 50-50, online and traditional. I'm still getting out of the house. Some of you can't in some of the areas you are. In Texas, we can, but I'm not forcing anybody to meet with me unless they feel comfortable with it. We're doing Zooms with the ones that can't, but we're trying to keep that morale, that energy, that excitement, sometimes that you can't bring when you're actually on a Zoom call or a conference call. Because for instance, when Miss Nicole or some of the people that are on here that's been to a training or that Silver Summit or a Dallas, Texas training event, you feel a certain way after you leave. You feel like you want to run through a brick wall. You're so excited because you get to have that vibe, that energy from everybody else that's around you. So it's exciting to bring them together, almost like a complete done for you model type system. So I want to ask you, I'm sorry, the quality of the picture is not very bad when I put this together, but are you Q-fit? And people might look at this differently. Q-fit as in, oh, am I in shape? No. Q-fit as in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. See, Facebook is the old people platform. Let me say that again, because some of the people out here are like, did he just call us old? See, Facebook is going to be around. One thing that I've realized with older people, they don't like change. They just don't. And some people will not change, but older people have money too as well. Okay. So we need to continue to keep using that platform. But how do we use that platform to be effective for our business? Not spamming our wall. You know, you actually dilute the followers or the seeing of your posts when you actually post multiple times on your wall. See, a lot of times y'all are like, well, I don't know what to post, or you just post about product all the time. You know, some people don't want to see you spamming them 24/7. See, do you have a celebrity that you like to follow? I want that to sink in real quick. If you do have a celebrity, put them in the comments. I want to see who's your celebrity that you like to follow. Hopefully, I don't see Kim Kardashian on here. But put in your person that you love to follow on social media. I don't care who it is. It can be a motivation speaker. It can be Les Brown. It can be Tony Robbins. It can be whoever. Just put that celebrity or put that person that you love to follow. They don't even have to be a celebrity. Just put them in there. It can be Miss Marielle. It can be anybody. It can be Miss Nicole Trigg. It can be Steve Porter. It can be whoever. I want you to put that in the comments. Who's the person that you like to follow? Okay. Now, when you wake up every morning, what do you look forward to when you look at that celebrity's posts? What their day was like? What are they doing? And you feel like you're a part of their life because you're following their journey. You're following their process. So where I'm going with this is you need to at least post on your Facebook story, not your wall, your story, at least 8+ times a day. Okay. If you watch my story, it's family, it's activities, it's maybe meetings, it's me joking around with my wife, it's whatever lifestyle. It's a combination of a little bit of everything. So where I'm going with this is what type of content are you posting on your Facebook? What are you letting your followers see? See, I had a guy sign up yesterday that's been following me for the past 2 years that actually went to my high school. He's like, I've had enough of it. I want to be part of whatever you're doing. It seems like you're always having fun. It looks like you're always with your family. You're always with uplifting people and you're always smiling. I'm done. I've had it. Tell me what you're doing and I want to be a part of it. Just tell me how much. See, at the end of the day, when people fall in love with your process and they see the transformation of you become a better person mentally, physically, spiritually, it literally makes them want to be a part of that and they're part of your journey. Just like the celebrities, when you see them in person, you feel like you already know them. You followed their journey. Same thing here. Okay. But don't spam your Facebook wall. Instagram's the same way. This is the middle age. You're kind of old, but you're not old. You know what I mean? See, the Facebook is like the old, but the Instagram's kind of like the new old, kind of like the newest thing. But it's the same way. Okay. A lot of people like to use the hashtags and target certain people's. Same mentality with pictures and everything else. I use the same platform similar like I do my Facebook. Okay. What I do is just literally whatever I post on my Instagram, I post on my Facebook too as well. Okay. But let's get to TikTok. Let's get to that one word where we're kind of like cringe when we hear it. Like I did too as well. Okay. But you know what's different about TikTok compared to all the other social media networks? This is when a light bulb went off in my head. And I was like, you know what? We got to figure this out. We got to get creative. What can we do? TikTok is the only platform where when you post something, it has the opportunity to be viewed by people that don't even follow you. Let me say that again. TikTok is the only platform when you post something that it can be viewed by people that don't even follow you. I've signed up 15+ people this month off TikTok that I never knew before TikTok. How crazy is that? Because they saw a post go viral or they saw something come on their For You page. And I'm going to tell you a couple of hashtags that you can actually write down. And then literally you can just go mimic exactly what they do. And that's what I did. 3 weeks ago, I created TikTok. And now I have almost 2,000 followers because my goal was get to 1,000 as soon as I can. Why? Because I can go live. See, TikTok is the only live feature social media that actually shows up on other people's pages, not your friends either. So you're not just going live to your friends, you're going live to complete strangers too that jump on your page. I don't know how many times where I've done coaching calls, mentorship, mindset, different types of trainings of different scenarios of everyday lives. And people's like, man, you had really good content. What do you do? Go to my Linktree, read my information. You can fill out that information. That's to my next topic now. Let's talk about Linktree real quick. Do you have a Linktree? If you don't know what that is, write that down. Linktree. Okay, this is crucial. You have to have a Linktree. You have to have a Linktree in your bio on all social media platforms. This actually can filter people a lot quicker, especially my ladies out there that have a bunch of men when they see your videos and they start trying to hit on you constantly instead of actually entreat into the business, or I should say the opportunity instead of the opportunity. You can actually filter them and say, hey, I'm strictly business. So what do I do? You can actually create this. Go to your Linktree. It's very simple to set up. But what do I do? And you can mimic this. You can screenshot this and mimic this if you want to. I advise you to. It's been very beneficial for me in these last 3 weeks. I'm probably going to tweak a little bit. I'm kind of doing trial and error, but it's been working really well. But what do I do? What that is me giving a 10-minute presentation. They click on it. It goes to a YouTube video. It gets me doing a presentation. Very simple. Because I tell them to go link in my bio on my Linktree. Check out what I do, fill out the form, and I'll get back to you. Very simple. And then I pre-qualify people because I know they've already checked out the video and they already filled out the form. See, but what I want you to do is not use somebody else's video. Let's get brave. Like, for instance, Yolanda. She's getting brave. She's about to do a presentation. I want you to do a presentation and record it so they can see your face. And the better quality, the better it's going to be. Like mine's just a YouTube Zoom. I'm going to actually get a more of a better quality camera and do one to make it more professional. And I'm going to have that what I do. Grab your trials here. Yes, I have samples of Q Sport and Q Sleep and the Q Core of samples that I'm selling. Okay, I set up a Stripe account. I've actually sold a couple of trials already and I'm shipping them out. Okay, very simple. Okay, I'm getting a bunch of samples. I'm stocking up on products right now and I'm starting to talk about my products in my life. I'll eventually talk about people like, I had the other day, somebody was talking about, man, how are you so energetic? Like, how are you always like your frequency level up here, man? It's really crazy. I have this product called Q Sport, man. Literally it's non-GMO, it's vegan, it's soy free. And I start talking about my products in the lives and how so many other people, my friends actually try the product too as well. If you want to try it out, go to my Linktree. You can actually grab your trials there and you can try it out yourself and be a testimony yourself if you like it. Very simple way to market your own products where I'm not just spamming them. I'm implementing it in my story. I'm not saying, oh, I got this amazing energy product you're going to love. No, I'm implementing it in my story when I'm going live. And it's really cool because I've been able to create a lot of leads going through live by creating that following. Fill out this info, fill out this form with your info and help me help you. This form is very basic. Pretty much what it does is ask for their name, their email address, their phone number. Have they ever heard of network marketing or been involved in network marketing? How much do you have money do you have to invest? Because I want to know if they're broke or they have money or not. Like I want to know where they stand when I get on the phone call, if it's a good lead or not. Do they have any marketing skills on social media? Things like that. So I'm prepared to have the conversation with them. So it's really cool. And then I have my Instagram, Facebook, and my TikTok information on that Linktree because I have this Linktree on my Instagram and Facebook too as well, not just TikTok. So they can go follow me on Instagram because they can go follow me because some people are just on TikTok and they don't have no videos. You've probably come across a couple of people like that are friends. They have no videos because they're scared to make their first video, but they like watching. So I've had a couple of people literally go to my Instagram and message me there. Like, hey, I saw you on TikTok, but I feel more comfortable using this platform. I'm too scared, nervous to make some videos, but I'm intrigued what you're doing. Like you got my attention. So make sure you have your Facebook, your Instagram linked to your Linktree, okay? It's very simple to set up. I love this because the process, you don't have to be very techy to set up a Linktree. It's very explanatory. And if you don't know how to and you're having trouble, go to YouTube. YouTube is the solution for everything. Just type in, how do I set up a Linktree? And then YouTube will give you a tutorial how to do it. How do you think I set mine up? I'm not techy at all. Like, this is so uncomfortable for me. And I was like, okay, it's time to get uncomfortable and create something different. And that's exactly what I did. So it's really cool. So literally, I've been able, I screenshotted this today at 2 p.m. I have 1,775 followers, literally in a very short period of time. And I have over 5,504 likes in less than 3 weeks of doing this. So what I tried to do is post 2 to 3 times a day. Okay. Now, the reason why I do that is I try to do a motivation post. I tried to do a funny post, and I try to do something with my family posts. So these 3 last posts that I made right here, you'll see is my wife, me kissing her at her birthday party. Then me and Vin doing some weird dance in front of his Tesla, doing some like, I don't know what, like you go, I don't know, some weird Corvette flying a jet or something like that. If you've seen that video on TikTok, it's really weird. I learned it. His 10-year-old son was teaching us in front of Papados this dance before we did it. And people were laughing at us. We had like 10 little people watching us in front of the car. It was so funny. And they were cheering us on. It was like so hilarious. Like we had our own little like crowd. It was really cool. And then inspiration, like don't quit. So I had a breakdown moment a couple months ago because like you might laugh at me for this, but I take this very seriously. I literally brainwashed myself to believe I will never get to see my family ever again if I don't hit my goals. So when I put down goals, I break them down into daily goals from that month. And I don't go to bed until I hit them goals. How do you think I have team in Europe, Australia, Japan, States? I mean, I have team a little bit everywhere because somebody's awake somewhere, even no matter what time it is where I'm at. I'm getting creative. I think literally Christian Adams found Steve Porter on Instagram on a hashtag or something like that. Like, I think half of you on this call, or even more of you, would not even be here if she didn't hashtag like the UK. Like, how crazy is that? Like, she couldn't sleep one night. She had goals. She was hungry. She was trying to figure it out, get creative. And she started hashtagging and was getting crazy. And look where it led to. So you never know. That's the same mentality I have. And so I literally was crying myself, and I didn't realize it because I just got off of a training. It was literally 3:30 in the morning. I was doing a call for Australia. It was a one-on-one presentation. And I forgot, and I recorded the presentation because I like to record quite a few of my presentations just to recap and look what I could have done differently when I'm closing them. Because there's the presentation before the presentation after the presentation. And I totally forgot to hit stop record. And then I started breaking down. I started crying because I had no more meetings set up. And I was just like, oh gosh, I forgot to hit, and I just hit stop and didn't think about it. And then I was like, man, that could be a very inspiring video talking about don't quit, and failure is in talking about just not giving up. And it was really crazy to see that. And it was crazy when I see that. So literally it was really cool. And I'll read it to you what I said in there. It was really motivating in my personal opinion. It says, don't quit. I have failed over and over. I've missed so many goals. I had so many people tell me you'll never work. Get a regular job. I had a friend tell me, if you fail, never give up, because fail means first attempt in learning. Your dream doesn't have an expiration date. Take a deep breath and try again. We got this. And so like what I've realized that I loved about the network marketing industry, you didn't have to be the smartest person. You didn't have to be the sharpest person. You don't have to be the person that gives the best presentation, the best launches. You just got to be the person that's the most persistent and dedicated and hardworking, because hard work beats talent any day talent doesn't work. So I was just like, man, I'm going to outwork Mr. Spencer. I'm going to outwork some of these talented people. And I'm just going to work, because some of these guys, you're like, when you hear them train, you're like, Oh my gosh, like that's good. No wonder they make so much money. No wonder they're so good at what they do. But what you don't understand, you got to start somewhere. See, when I first got into this industry, I was like horrible. I wasn't very good at all. Like literally my first residual was $13. Let me repeat that, $13. I missed my quick start bonuses. It was not looking pleasant for me in my career in the network marketing industry. But I was willing to not give up because anything you start new at, it takes time to develop a skill set, but you get better and better each and every day. And so when I first got on TikTok, I got frustrated. How do these have these different words pop up? How do they have these songs? And then I started Googling and I started watching and I started realizing, like, how do I do that? But you know how I did it? Write this down. I started looking at hashtag business from home, hashtag network marketing, hashtag MLM, hashtag boss mom, hashtag anything with business. I was hashtagging it. I was trying to figure out a way to get creative. And so I had the old mentality, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Don't try to recreate the wheel if it's already created. And I started following some of these other network marketers and the content they were putting up. And then I'll go look at the comments and see what type of engagement they were getting and how they were responding. And I said, I got it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start doing that. And yes, it was a little awkward at first doing these dances and doing this weird stuff. And it was weird. Okay. It's okay. Like you got to get comfortable with getting uncomfortable sometimes, especially in the network marketing industry. I truly believe every 4 to 5 years, something changes in our industry. When I had my big boom in the industry 5 years ago is when social media first, Facebook launched the live feature and I went live every single day. And for some reason, like I just got nervous when I got in the queue about going live again. I don't know why, I just did. But when I went live, I did over 100 million in sales my first year in that company, in my organization. No overflow, no binary, straight 3 legs, volume base. Over 100 million in sales. And it was the most it was like an Amway comp plan. No bashing Amway. I love Amway's. Amway's a great company, but it was a horrible comp plan. And when I saw Q Sciences and I saw the products and I saw the people, it's sky's the limit. But going back to what motivated me to get uncomfortable, to get creative, was the people in office. The people that you can truly see go to bat for you, like Jake. The late hours. I see him doing calls at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. I see him taking care of people like with legal issues. I see him doing bridge deals. I see him doing all kinds of things to help people out of his own pocket, buying a mansion cabin to do retreats out of his own pocket. Like he truly wants people to win. Instead of like spending money on helicopters and jets and all this other stuff, like I've seen some of these owners do, they reinvest back into the business. Like if you saw Mark Wilson's and Jake Spencer's W-2 from Q Sciences, you would laugh. I know Miss Nicole Trigg makes more money than Jake Spencer and Mark Wilson does in Q Sciences. Yeah. They don't take any money from this company. They're on a very, very small salary. I know that because I'm good friends with them. They're reinvesting everything back into us. That's why we have an amazing comp plan. That's why we're not having any issues with the COVID situation. They're always a step ahead of things. And I love that. Well, they're not trying to pull dividends from the company. They're not trying to pull extra money. Like they genuinely, when they call me, they ask about how my family's doing. They ask how I'm doing. They don't ask about where am I traveling? Where am I going? Where's my new projects? How much sales I'm going to generate? That's inspiring. And I think each and every one of y'all see that. And I think it's time to go to bat for Q Sciences. I think it's time to get uncomfortable. I think it's time to do something that we usually wouldn't do to get what we usually would never get. And that's change. And for things to change, we got to change. And we're going to do that. Not only with traditional network marketing strategies, but let's stick to the simple system, of course. but let's have a little fun with TikTok and generate some more leads and fun and show that people there can be a platform where you can generate more customers, more ambassadors. Because when people hit me up, people, I'm gonna like, you give me a month or two, I'm gonna say I'm a TikTok master. I'm a TikTok MLM pro. Like I'm a TikTok famous person. Like I'm gonna make it happen. I'm having fun with this. See, when people ask me what I do for a living, are you calling yourself an MLM pro or network marketing pro? Are you taking this profession serious? Are you treating it like a hobby? Do you back our industry? Because people follow strength, not weakness. I've had some people join my business just because of just my stature of how I react to the question when they ask me what I do. They're like, I've asked a couple of my other friends that and they kind of veer off away from the question. I'm proud to be in network marketing and I'm very proud to be part of Q Science. It's changed my life and made me realize what's really important that you can't put a price tag on, and that's my family. And to have that balance of the 5 F's. Well, we have the family, we have faith, we have finances, we have friends, we have fitness. And when we focus on that, the sky's the limit because you start bringing in more better quality people into your business. And that's what it's really all about. So what I want you to do is make a commitment to go create a TikTok account. Okay. And I want you to make sure you create it under a business account. Okay, guys, because you can't put your Linktree into your bio unless you have 1,000 or more followers. So you're going to have to create a business account in there. You just change your settings to a business account and you can put your Linktree in there because that's very important, because when people message you, if you're not friends with them, they can't message you. So when you respond to them, go to my Linktree, check out my bio, fill out that form, and I'll get back to you. So then you're qualifying them and you're not wasting your time, guys. So when you get on the phone with them, they kind of know what they're getting themselves into. They're a red apple now. They're excited to see what they're doing. So I'm going over my time and I appreciate you, Miss. And she's like, no, you're not. So maybe y'all would love to have me come back on when I get a little bit more in depth and figure out TikTok a little bit more. I'm still learning. I'm 3 weeks in and I'm getting really great results. I'm averaging about 1 to 2 people a day from TikTok that I'm signing up. And all I'm doing is copying other people's posts, guys. So just go to #business, business from home, network marketing, MLM, make money from home, things like that. Go to them hashtags and literally you can steal the same sound. So you go to a little circle at the bottom, click on that and say use audio. You can use that same audio with the voices in the back. You can trim it. You can set the duration. You click on the wording, play with it. I'm telling you, it took me like 2 full days to figure it out. It's not going to, don't get frustrated. It might take a little time, but I promise you, when you figure it out, it's sky's the limit. You'll have a bunch of new leads coming in. So Miss Trigg, thank you so much for having me on tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm going to pass it back to you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so, so much. Oh, so many great nuggets and just inspiration, and just appreciate you so much for sharing all your wisdom. And we get to follow your journey too, which is great. I saw in the comments a few things like, oh, maybe I don't have kids or I'm not married, but I don't think that was maybe the point of what he was saying. It was like, just take whatever you're passionate about. If you have an animal, like animals are huge on TikTok. If you have like a fun hobby, or if you love to cook, or like just you're trying to attract people like that are like-minded. So your content, the things that you're genuinely passionate about, just start creating fun video. And I just love one more thing, that you just can repurpose it. You can use that and you can post it to your Facebook. So you can get all those people, they go, oh, like she's doing it scared. Like I never thought that, she would do TikTok, but look at her. She's so cute. Like you're going to inspire people on there. So I'm so excited for us, like as a company, to be like such a leader on TikTok. I saw at the retreat, Mariel's retreat, they were doing like a fun, like vote for dancing and stuff. Like, if you're not having fun here, then we're doing something wrong. Like we're supposed to be stretching ourselves. We're supposed to be growing. And a lot of that comes from doing things that are scared and just having a ball doing it. So thank you so much, Brandon. Thank you for everybody coming on here. And I will definitely have you back, Brandon, and just give us more tips and all of the other things that you've learned. So thank you, guys.
Bye, y'all.